Good morning, happy Monday to you all. I hope you have all had a brilliant weekend. Can't believe it is the start of a brand new week again. If you haven't already seen, the weekly guidance is out for this week. Spirit was bringing in about hope and new opportunities this week. So let's see what is coming in for the daily guidance for the collective. Let's see what Spirit wants to bring forward for today's collective. For today, Monday, the 10th of November, or whenever it finds you, then it was meant to find you when it did. What is it, Spirit, that you want to bring in, please, for the collective? So we have Soul Awakening coming forward. This is a day of where you need to stop fighting with yourself, Spirit is saying. Today is a day of where you need to stop fighting with yourself and ask yourself, why do you spend your days fighting with yourself? Because really you have better things to do. Because when your heart and mind pulse in the same rhythm, you can work your magic, Spirit is saying. You can work your magic, you can tap into your potential. You draw on that positivity. You allow your highest self, your highest good to rise rather than keeping in a negative, low vibration. Because quite honestly, you are quite resistible, Spirit is saying, when you're in that mindset of where you are pulsing with the same rhythm as your heart and your mind. And the Soul Awakening is coming in because this is that awakening. We have the 11:11 portal tomorrow. And this is about manifestations. This is about that spark coming into us for that realignment and that awakening. You know, this week is that cosmic checkpoint with ourselves. And you are tapping in to a newer version of yourself. You are letting go of old versions of yourself. And I know I keep on repeating this, what Spirit keeps on bringing forward. But Spirit has always made it quite clear that the months of October and November would be very powerful, transformative months for ourselves. So this soul awakening is your soul awakening to who you are as a person. It is awakening to the bullshit as well, Spirit is saying, to the bullshit, to the things that you have put up with for so long. This is a day of saying, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with what doesn't feed my soul the right way, the corrective way. And you know what? We even have that Mercury retrograde taking place as well. And what Spirit is saying is that this soul awakening is also about you feeling in on when you actually do need to distance yourself from people, from situations, so that distance turns into reflectiveness, showing you what really matters. Because we all know with the Mercury retrograde, the past always likes to return. Things from the past like to return. And this is sometimes is to test us. Because what shows up is to test us how much we have evolved as people. And this is where the soul awakening is coming in. Because something may come in today that will test you. And it will show how far you have evolved. And it will also show just how much your soul is already awakening to people, to situations. So what else do we need to know, please, Spirit? You decide, because that is right. It is you that decides on your future, the people that are in your life, the people that are here to stay. Everything about your actions, everything about your decisions, your choices, they come from you. It is you that decides. Because when you give yourself freely, you expand your energy. If you only give to get, it will feel like a burden or drain. So you're asking to be genuine and give from your heart. This is about you giving to people, to situations that feed your soul, that nourish you. This is about you finally realizing just what or who is draining your energy, draining your soul. So I feel like a lot of things are going to start presenting themselves to give you that chance for you to decide. You know, this could be something within relationships. This could be something within the career. This could be something within the home settings. This could be to do with your mindset, where your mindset has been sat, where you don't want it to be sat. To start letting go of negativity. This is about people starting to respect you as a person, your values, your beliefs. This is about you understanding your self-worth. Got to. Thanks, Spirit. Because you are one of a kind. You are one of a kind. We are all unique. We are all different. We are all unique. And it doesn't make us anything less than the other person. Because from the moment you emerged into this world, you had extraordinary talents. You understand starlight and animals and voices and all things magical. So you may well be spiritual minded. You may have some extraordinary talents that is starting to be released, is starting to come out in you to pursue something where you're able to show off your gifts, where you're able to show off your talents. This is about you deciding on what parts of you want to show to the world, because it's okay to keep certain things to yourself for a short while. And we also have the pause is the shift. And it's funny because Spirit was making me feel like there is that slight energy of a pause before the shift. And what Spirit is saying is that there's definitely a shift taking place within today's collective energy, but the guidance that he brought in for the week ahead with that faith and new opportunities. Because what Spirit wants to bring forward is that your past is now behind you and all what you desire is right in front of you. And what is in front of you, it's you who decides what you walk towards or don't walk towards, what doesn't feel in that alignment with your soul. Because this is about you being able to pause, to connect with your power and follow the pull of your destiny. This is that realignment. This is that realignment. This is that awakening that we are all stepping into. Whether we see it, whether we feel it, but each and every single one of us are going into a deep shift, a soul awakening, a realignment. And it may not feel pleasant, it may feel uncomfortable, but it is the fact that it is for our highest good. It's being able to finally allow our souls to awaken, to drop everything that is no longer serving us, no longer fulfilling us, that no longer meets what our soul needs with nourishment. Final card, please, for it to close out. That was quick. because we have a life source coming forward. No matter how much your life may feel like a standstill right now, because I know that some of you will be saying, I'm always hearing this about I'm stepping into awakening, realignment, blah, 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 blah. But right now my life feels quite stagnant. It feels quite shitty. But what Spirit wants to remind you is that if you are feeling that energy of your life being at a standstill, being stagnant, sometimes there's a reason as to why life comes to a standstill. Because this is about you being able to turn inward and focus on joy and excitement. Because your inner light keeps everything alive and moving. It's about finding that joy, that excitement, that happiness within you that you may have lost. It is about you stepping into that frequency, that vibration, where your mind and heart pulse at the same rhythm. When you search within, when you find what you may have lost, that spark about yourself, Spirit is saying. When you find your mojo, Spirit is saying. When you find your essence, your spark, that's when you start to light up. And Spirit is drawing me to my candle. Because then you have ignited that flame. You have ignited your inner light to keep everything alive and vibrant and moving. So there's one thing for you today is to keep on moving. Have a beautiful Monday, everybody. Take care.